It's your boy Crypto Million back with another one. Jasmy holders, let's talk about Jasmy. Also in the comments, I need everybody to comment which tokens you think I should also bring on the channel. I would love to know you guys' opinion and really check the sentiment in the space. Now, yesterday we had breaking news, right? President Trump came out and said, hey, I'm pausing tariffs for 90 days. We've seen the market react to positive news. Me personally, I don't think that we're out the woods yet. But a lot of people looked at the title of my video and thought I was claiming altcoin season. If you watch the live stream, guys, you know that when I put these titles out, I put these thumbnails, this is just for social engagement. So I just want to let you guys know. Salute to my favorite investment, Tau. But this video is not about Tau. If you want me to talk about Tau and do more videos about Tau, let me know in the comments. Now, let's actually go what's going on with the Jasmy. We'll go over the price action, and then I think we do have some CPI data coming out. So I'll try to check for that. I don't know if it's out yet. I think by the time of this video, it should be out, but it's not out yet, right? Horror did retweet or requote, whatever you want to say. Jasmy volume exceeds 124 million. Now, why does this, like, why in my opinion this is a strategic post? Because a lot of people questioned Jasmy and why it was in the Binance monitoring zone. Many thought that it was because that Jasmy wasn't getting enough volume. Maybe they weren't reaching certain milestones about utility. So it's kind of crazy that Horror did post it. It's kind of like throwing that out there like, hey, for the people that were questioning Jasmy's volume, you know, they just picked up a new market maker. Jasmy volume exceeded 124 million, and you can see here that we are now kind of holding support here over a penny. I am going to show you a very important chart, but I want to also get into the comments because I want you guys to kind of express in the comments also how you feel about Jasmy. From the most things that I see in the comments, it has everything to do with like people wanting to know more updates on stuff like the lockups, the utilities, and things of that sort, and more importantly, why Jasmy was in the monitoring zone. So you can see still a lot of negativity here with Jasmy, but at the end of the day, do you even know that 50% of value? At the end of the day, yeah, Jasmy gets a lot of negativity, but at the end of the day, you know, fear, what they call it, fear cooks, right? Fear cooks, right? Fear rallies, right? Are usually hated rallies are usually the greatest rallies for a lot of cryptocurrencies. We've seen it with the Terra Luna Classic. I'm not comparing Jasmy and Terra Luna Classic, but hated rallies, right? A lot of people saying Ethereum will have a hated rally, and if Ethereum does have a hated rally, Jasmy will pump because it's an ERC20 token, right? So support still stands there. I've been seeing different posts about some of the partners with the Jasmy, whether it be Panasonic, whether it be Toyota. Like, the partnerships are there, right? So we know the fundamentals have not changed, and they've been doing a lot of updates with Junction, right? But the thing is, Junction is a separate project or entity than Jasmy. I would like them to be more aligned. Like, if we get a Junction update, we should get a Jasmy update. But now people are starting to question if Junction actually helps the token Jasmy. I'm not here to actually FUD anything, but I want to know you guys' opinion, right? How do you feel about Junction and the connection with Jasmy? Now let's get into Jasmy from a price perspective, right? Because that's what you guys is here for. You guys is here for the price. Now on the weekly chart, right, we do got a stock RSI cross, but no confirmation. We hung here perfectly in our box. Now I told you guys there was structure built here in the last cycle, and if Jasmy was able to hold this cycle, this structure, we would bounce, and that's exactly what happened. The thing about it that is caution, right? This is caution because we did get a stock RSI cross, and I felt like anything under 1 penny was a very good buy for anybody that did, you know, buy, DCA into Jasmy. But here's the thing, right? Because we came from 203. But if we go to the daily charts here, you can see that there's a little bit of rejection here right at that box. So we need to print a confirmation candle on the daily above this, kind of get above this moving average here, and start a new trend to the upside, right? You want to see Jasmy start this new trend to the upside and really get over the 618, which is sitting around 2 cent right here, right? If we can get back above 2 cent, then technically Jasmy is still bullish. Right now, we kind of like hanging around, and I don't think that we recover and go straight up because there's a lot of uncertainty in the market, right? I can see Jasmy hanging out in this box for a while. We don't know, right? But just kind of like trading around this box until we get some really good bullish news, right? But you are seeing like, you know, buys coming in, right? People are buying the Jasmy dip because technically as an investor, if you truly believe in this project, then buying this under 1 penny is really a steal, right? Especially with the FUD, right? When you get the FUD and you get it's kind of like an artificial dump. We already was in a downtrend, right? Because of the market and the macro, but the Binance delisting was FUD. Now, granted, Jasmy won't be delisted off Binance. So now you're seeing this green candle. Anybody that did buy the dip under 1 penny, legendary, you are now in profit from that purchase. So what do we need to happen for Jasmy to actually explode? First and foremost, we need big dog ETH to do something, man. We need big dog ETH to do something. Every time it starts to move, it gets deleted, right? It gets deleted. It's severely oversold. So at some point, I mean, goodness, ETH has to do something. And when it does, right, like I said, we're not going to fear ETH. We're not going to FUD ETH, right? It's here in structure. It's bounced right off structure. But we are going to be patient, and we're going to wait for things to change here in the macro. The news had the cuts at like 45%, but now that's cooled off. And I can't stress this enough, right? I'm not no expert on macro or nothing like this. But if you guys want the Fed to cut, you should be happy when the market is dumping, right? You should be happy when the market is fearful, right? Because the more fear we get, the more inclined for the Fed to cut. Yesterday, everybody was back. Oh, hoop, hoop, hooray. The economy is back strong. And now the chances of a Fed cut has really decreased, right? We're now at a 83% chance of a pause. Go watch my videos from yesterday. And this thing was like at a 45% chance of a cut and a 54% chance of a pause. Now it's 83%. So while everybody is like excited and like encouraging us to pump, like, no, we don't really need to pump. We need things to be painful, right? Because the more pain we get, the quicker the Fed will move, right? So now you can already see that Powell is reacting to data. He like, oh, okay. Trump paused the tariffs. So we don't need to cut anymore, right? Tariffs is paused. Economy is good. We do get CPI data, but this is what I'm talking. This is the fuckery that's happening in space, right? And if you would hear it in crypto yesterday, you've seen exactly what happened, right? Trump literally said, hey, everything's going to be fine, buy the dip. And then an hour later, he posts, I'm pausing all tariffs except for China, right? So, like, the best thing to do is really in this type of market is chill out. Have a strategy. If you're going to DCA, DCA. If you're just going to do nothing, do nothing. If you're going to take your profits, maybe up. But I wouldn't, I would chill right now. I would chill, right? Because we got a lot of uncertainty. Uncertainty doesn't mean sell. Uncertainty means like, let's see how this, let's see what happens. And then we'll make a decision, right? Upon confirmation. The problem is the people who do gamble and say, hey, Millie, I am buying the fear. This is how you really, really make money in crypto. I just don't want to make my channel personally about buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip. I want you guys to go out there and do the groundwork, right? Do the trench work. Go do your own research. Look into your strategy. Understand what you're going or who you're going to be inside crypto, right? You got to make that decision. You can't make that decision based on what I am saying or anybody else on crypto YouTube, right? So we're still seeing altcoins bounce, and I'm not surprised because relief is here. We needed relief, right? Things don't stay oversold forever, so I wouldn't be surprised if we start to see a little bit of relief with these altcoins. I would be a little bit cautious because we do get CPI data. I'm seeing a little bit of rejections across certain resistance areas with certain coins on the daily, and even the big coins. And we also got to pay attention to what's happening in the stock market, because at the end of the day, the stock market is really what runs the market, right? We can say, oh, it's Trump. We can say it's the Fed. No, it's the stock market. If the stock market crashes, they make changes, right? They are not going to let Wall Street fall off, right? Wall Street, they're just not. And we seen it yesterday. He talked, Trump talked all that big talk like, oh, Wall Street doesn't run the economy. And as soon as the SPX and the QQQ and the 100, US 100, whatever, all of them start like getting crushed, capitulating, what happened? He did a full 180. So at the end of the day, when Wall Street crashes, they're going to make a decision based off that's who runs the economy, right? So again, we was one step closer to the Fed actually capitulating to Wall Street. Like if Trump would have just stood on business 48 more hours, we would have got an emergency Fed cut. I personally think he should have stood on business 48 more hours and we would have been a little bit closer to a Fed cut. Guys, let me know what you think. Like I said, I'm not here to tell you we're going to have going straight into altcoin season or none of that. I'm just a little bit more cautious because of what's happening in the real world. And when I talk to people about them being able to buy crypto, I'm really, really challenging myself to really go out there and do that trench work, but also understanding that we are in a liquid environment. I think somebody said that in one of my videos yesterday. It was like, Millie, you call it altcoin season, there's no volume in crypto, it's very illiquid. Guys, I know this. I've said this. I told you, like, the volume is market makers, wish wash, same people washing money around. And it's not new people. It's not retail. It's the retail that's already here. It's not new money. So we just have to see. Tax day is coming up on April 15th. That's kind of low-key bearish if people decide to like sell crypto to pay some of their taxes, whatever. CPI is a little bit later today, and I'm gonna just leave it at that. We're gonna wait for the CPI data to come out. Not a bearish or bullish video, but just giving you guys an update on my personal opinion on the market. It's your boy Crypto Millie. I'll see you in the next one.